Instagram decides, in milliseconds, which photos make you swipe, which posts make you feel left out, and which videos keep you glued to the screen. You're not lazy, the app is designed that way. Today we're pulling back the curtain on 15 manipulation algorithms Instagram uses against you, simple tricks that nudge your emotions, steal your time, and even make you buy stuff you forgot you wanted. No tech jargon, just plain talk, real-life examples, like why you suddenly follow someone after 3 late-night reels, and tiny fixes you can try right now. You'll see how a little red heart becomes a tiny dopamine hit, why infinite scroll is practically a slot machine for your attention, and how recommended for you is often a referral for more stuff Instagram thinks you can't resist. Expect quick wins, small settings, one mindset shift, and a couple of laughs when you recognize the sneaky patterns. Stick around and you'll stop reacting to the feed and start controlling it, less scrolling, less envy, and more time for the things that actually matter. Hook, Instagram is the biggest manipulator in your life, 15 proven algorithms. Instagram's design nudges you by showing more of what you tap, linger on, or laugh at, which quietly steers your attention towards certain content. The platform combines many small tricks, some obvious, some subtle, that add up to a powerful influence on what you think is interesting, who you compare yourself to, and how long you stay online. 1. Ranked feed. The app doesn't show posts in strict time order. Instead it ranks them so you see things it thinks you'll like first. That's why one quiet friend's vacation snaps can suddenly dominate your morning scroll. It feels convenient. It also narrows what you see. 2. Explore tailoring. The Explore page learns from the posts you tap and shows similar stuff. Watch one cooking video and suddenly your feed fills with recipes. Useful when you want dinner ideas, annoying when you didn't mean to become obsessed with sourdough. 3. Reels autoplay. Short videos play automatically and keep going as long as you watch. A 10-second clip can stretch into a half-hour session before you notice. Quick clips are addictive because they're easy to keep watching. 4. Infinite scroll. There's no natural stop sign. You scroll and the app keeps giving you content. The result is that what starts as, just a minute, becomes, how is it midnight? You lose track because there's no page end. 5. Variable rewards. Sometimes a post gets tons of likes, sometimes it doesn't. The inconsistency makes you check back again and again, hoping for the high. It's like checking a slot machine, sometimes pleasing, often frustrating. 6. Engagement signals. Comments, shares, saves, and watch time matter more than simple likes. Creators who encourage you to comment or save a post get boosted, which is why you see tag a friend and save this a lot. It's social engineering dressed up as community building. 7. Suggested posts. After you finish recent posts, the app shows suggested content from accounts you don't follow. Sometimes it's surprisingly relevant. Other times it nudges you into a new rabbit hole, say, midnight niche hobbies you never knew existed. 8. Notifications and pings. Little red dots and push alerts pull you back in. A tap on your phone for a single notification can turn into 20 minutes of browsing. Your brain treats the alert like something important, even when it's just a like from an acquaintance. 9. Social proof and popularity cues. Lots of likes and views signal that something is worth seeing, so you're more likely to join in. That's why viral posts snowball. Popularity breeds more popularity. Peer pressure got an app makeover. 10. Suggested follows and friend lists. Recommendations for who to follow are based on mutual connections and interests. That's handy for meeting new people, but it also builds echo chambers, your nudge toward accounts similar to those you already enjoy. 11. Hiding and showing metrics. Instagram experiments with showing or hiding like counts. When you can't see a number, you focus on personal feedback like DMs. When you can, you compare. Both states change how people post and how you respond. It's subtle, and it changes behavior. 12. Sponsored and native ads. Ads are woven into feeds and reels that often look like regular posts. Sometimes you can't tell at first glance. The Anno Domini goal is to feel like a recommendation rather than a commercial break, so you pay attention without the usual Anno Domini guard up. 13. Algorithmic nudges for creators. The platform favors content that keeps people watching and interacting, so creators design posts to trigger strong reactions, surprise, envy, laugh out loud moments. That feeds a loop where attention-grabbing content spreads fastest. 14. Search prediction and autocomplete. As you type in search, suggested terms appear based on trending interests and your past behavior. It's a tiny convenience that also steers what topics you explore next. Type workout and get a personalized fitness buffet. 15. Analytics and reinforcement for your behavior. The app tracks what you save, replay, or share and uses that data to show more of the same. Your own actions teach the platform what to serve you next. You end up training the machine, and it trains you back. Those tactics add up to a system that learns your habits and gently manipulates choices, often without dramatic moments, just tiny nudges that snowball. You can still use Instagram for inspiration, friends, and business. Just be aware of how features like autoplay and notifications are built to keep you around. A small practical move: turn off non-essential push notifications, set a timer for app use, and follow a wider range of accounts so the algorithm gets less predictable. And yes, laugh at the memes, but don't let the app decide your whole evening. Algorithm 1, variable reward: how irregular likes create a stronger addiction than constant ones. Practical example: you check your phone 100 times a day because, what if first get a like now? A simple truth: humans pay attention more when rewards are unpredictable. Platforms take advantage of that by giving feedback, likes, comments, small boosts in visibility, at irregular times and amounts. When rewards arrive sometimes and not other times, your brain treats those surprises as more valuable than steady, predictable praise. That irregular pattern makes you return again and again to see if this time will be a hit. Think of it like a slot machine for validation. You post a photo, and then you check. You refresh. You open the app during a work call. You glance while standing in line. Maybe you check 100 times a day because the possibility of a new like makes each check feel hopeful. Small, random wins, a sudden surge in likes, one funny comment, an unexpected follower, trigger a tiny pleasure response that quietly trains you to repeat the behavior. It's not a massive rush each time, it's the mix of boredom and sudden reward that hooks you. Instagram's mechanics feed this loop in subtle ways. Notifications arrive at odd moments, the heart icon animates when someone likes a post, and the feed reshuffles so a different set of posts can surface at any time. Sometimes a post you expect to flop will suddenly get traction, and other times a post you thought was great will flop. That uncertainty keeps you engaged. Also, when your post is shown first to a small group to test its appeal, their response can either amplify or bury it, which means you might refresh obsessively to see which way it goes. Real-life examples are everywhere. A friend posts a vacation selfie and checks their phone between bites at dinner. A partner posts a joke and refreshes instead of talking. Someone scrolls through stories during a boring meeting and then freezes when the red ring shows a reply. Little victories, a half dozen likes, a surprised comment from someone you like, are enough to make the checking feel worthwhile. Add a dash of humor and it looks like a caffeinated pigeon pecking a glowing screen whenever it hears a thump of attention. There are ways to push back if it gets tiresome. Turning off non-essential notifications, setting specific times to check the app, or removing the badge count can break the randomness. For those who don't want to quit, making checks intentional, one focused session, not 20 furtive peeks, keeps the habit from running the show. Either way, recognizing that the platform designs this unpredictability on purpose is the first step toward deciding how much of your day you want it to own. Algorithm 2, social proof in numbers: showing popular posts creates the illusion that they are the norm, and you start copying. Example: you see 1,000 likes on a bikini photo and think, first should look like that too. Instagram tends to push posts that already get a lot of attention further into feeds and explore pages, because likes, comments, saves and shares act like signals that something is worth more eyeballs. This means you see the same kinds of images again and again: the polished travel shots, the perfect bodies, the perfectly staged breakfast, and the platform quietly insists that they are the normal thing to want. A photo with lots of hearts becomes a short, loud advertisement for a particular look or lifestyle, without anyone having to say a single word. When humans see many people approving something, we assume it's the right move. It's simple social behavior dressed up in a digital costume. If everybody else is nodding, your brain nudges you to nod too. So you copy the pose, buy the product, try the fad diet, or change the way you decorate, not because you truly prefer it, but because it looks like what most people do. That bikini photo with tons of likes. It doesn't just look popular, it makes an implicit suggestion about what bodies, fashion, or confidence should look like, and those suggestions can change how you think you should look or act. The platform system then rewards that copy. Popular things get shown more. More views lead to more likes. More likes lead to more visibility. It's a loop with a loud echo. The result is a few styles or ideas dominating the scene, while quieter, different, or realistic posts rarely get the same spotlight. In daily life this plays out in small ways. Suddenly half your friends are doing the same workout routine, wearing the same shade of lipstick, or taking the same mirror selfie. It's like a high school cafeteria where the cool table gained a promoter and a megaphone. Recognizing the trick makes it easier to resist. Pay attention to where approval is coming from. Is it a genuine friends and family response, or a viral boost from strangers? Use Instagram's controls, mute accounts that make you feel bad, follow creators who show behind the scenes, and remember that many popular images are staged, edited, or professionally lit. Try to balance the feed with creators who share normal life, not just the highlight reel. And don't forget to take breaks. Your brain needs a rest from counting invisible votes. If nothing else, treat that glossy perfection like a movie set, impressive to look at, but not always the real story. Algorithm 3, comparison anxiety, showing your friends more fun/more successful than you at the same time you are sitting at home. Practical example, at 11:0 p.m. and everyone's partying in your feed, you feel FOMO. The feed tends to cluster the happiest, loudest moments together because the app shows you what gets fast reactions and lots of taps. Instagram notices which friends you open, whose stories you watch to the end, and whose posts you linger on, then serves more of the same. Short, punchy clips and bright party photos draw quick engagement, so they get pushed higher in your feed and into the Explore tab. It's not personal revenge, it's optimized attention grabbing. This is why late at night, when people are out and posting in real time, your screen can suddenly become a parade of parties. Stories sit at the top, reels autoplay, and your friends' tagged photos bubble up, all at once. If several people at the same party tag each other and viewers react quickly, those posts get a visibility boost, so you end up seeing many of the same, having the best night moments back to back. You check the time. It's 11 p.m. You are not at the rooftop. Short, sharp FOMO hits. The effect on feelings is simple. We compare our messy, private life to other people's edited highlight reels. One fun close-up photo doesn't show the hours of getting ready, the awkward chat in the corner, or the hangover the next day. So when your feed is a series of smiling faces and champagne flutes, your brain fills in the gaps and makes a story where everyone else is living their best life. It's a mental shortcut that makes you feel smaller, even when reality is more complicated. Small, targeted comparisons like that add up and can sour your mood fast. There are easy, practical ways to push back. Mute accounts that trigger the itch to compare without unfollowing. Silence stories for a few days and they won't clutter your top bar. Use the closest friends feature for real connections and move casual acquaintances out of the main feed. Try a late night rule, no scrolling after a certain hour, or set your phone to do not disturb, your sleep will thank you. If you want to be a little mischievous, purposely like and comment on the quieter, more real posts you prefer. The feed learns from what you engage with. And when the FOMO monster whispers, remember that the algorithm's aim is to keep your eyes glued, not to give you an accurate census of everyone's life. Finally, be blunt with your brain. Most social posts are highlights. Short reminder. When in doubt, call or text a friend instead of watching their highlight reel. You'll get the messy, genuine version. A little conscious scrolling, a few muting moves, and some bedtime discipline can turn a feed designed to rile you up into something that actually makes you feel better. Algorithm 4, influencer as false authority. The algorithm promotes experts who lack real knowledge but have a large following. Example, health advice from a blogger without a medical background. On Instagram, a big follower count often becomes a shortcut for trust, even when it shouldn't. Many users assume popularity equals expertise, so posts from charismatic creators get treated like professional advice. For example, a popular lifestyle blogger with no medical training might post a video about a natural cure for insomnia and suddenly thousands of people try it because the clip is slick and easy to follow. It looks convincing. But convincing doesn't mean correct. This mismatch can have real consequences. Bad health tips can interact with medications or delay someone from seeing a doctor. Financial tips from someone who talks fast and looks confident can lead to poor investments. A single influencer telling a parent to try an unproven sleep method might cause stress or worse. Short-term hype is not a substitute for verified knowledge. Reality bites when the consequences show up. The platform tends to reward clear, emotional messages that spark likes and comments, and those are the very things that make flimsy experts go viral. Bold claims, before and after photos, and personal anecdotes travel fast. A 30-second reel promising a miracle fix will outpace a cautious, nuanced thread explaining limitations. That means someone who's entertaining but not qualified can reach more people than a careful professional who uses precise, boring language. It's a momentum problem dressed up in pretty filters. Spotting a false authority is easier than it seems. Check the profile. Do they list real credentials, links to published work, or institutional affiliations? Short bios full of buzzwords and emoji are cute, but not proof. Look for citations or links to reputable sources when they make health, legal, or finance claims. Ask yourself whether the advice requires specialized training. If it does, a plain Instagram post is probably not enough. Also scan the comments. Real experts often call out shaky claims, and curious readers sometimes point out missing facts. Act like a tiny detective when scrolling. Cross-check with trustworthy sites, talk to a licensed professional for serious issues, and be wary when the content doubles as a sales pitch. Humor helps. If someone calls themselves a wellness guru, and their main product is a detox tea that melts fat while you nap, treat that with skepticism and maybe a chuckle. Unfollow, mute, or report content that spreads dangerous advice. Your feed should inform and inspire, not mislead you into trouble. Algorithm 5. Augmented reality. Filters create an unrealistic standard of beauty. You spend 2 hours on a photo that's worthy of publication. Example, 50 photoshopped selfies before a post. Filters change faces by smoothing skin, brightening eyes, slimming noses, reshaping jawlines, and even tweaking body curves, all in real time. The phone detects where your eyes, nose, and mouth are, then stretches or shrinks pixels so your face matches a preset, ideal look. You see the edit before you tap, which makes it easy to forget the original you entirely. This is why a single post can eat up an evening. 2 hours spent fiddling with angles, light, and filter sliders is common. Sometimes there's a ritual. Take 50 photoshopped selfies, pick the one that looks the least fake, tweak saturation, add that soft glow, then wait an hour to make sure the caption feels right. It's funny until you realize you've prepared more for a photo than for a first date. The camera roll becomes a highlight reel of perfected moments rather than a record of real life. On a social level, those altered images shift what people think normal looks like. Scroll enough and a polished, filtered face starts to look like the average. That changes choices. Someone might avoid posting an unfiltered portrait, a teen might start editing their face before school photos, or a friend might feel pressure to fix a selfie because every other feed is airbrushed. In real life, this shows up as awkward first meetings where the person looks noticeably different from their photos, or as self-consciousness at family gatherings when no one has an Instagram filter on. Practical moves help. Give yourself a time cap, set a 20-minute limit for editing and stick to it. Try a one unfiltered post a week rule to remind friends and followers you're human. If you do use AR effects, pick subtle ones that mimic good lighting instead of changing bone structure. Softening shadows and balancing color still looks nice without erasing your features. Ask a trusted friend to choose the final shot for you. They'll likely pick the photo you think is imperfect but actually authentic. Remember, filters are fun costumes for your face, not mandatory makeup for your identity. Algorithm 6. Micromanipulation through stories. Disappearing content creates urgency. You watch every story to not miss out. Example, checking stories every 15 minutes. Stories sit at the very top of the app and disappear after 24 hours, which turns ordinary posts into short-lived events that feel worth checking right now. They autoplay as you move across profiles, and a little colored ring signals something new, so your thumb learns to swipe up almost reflexively. The platform also rearranges which stories you see first based on who you interact with most, so people and brands you engage with pop up in front of your face more often. This placement and ordering make stories feel like the fastest way to stay in the know, even when the news is trivial. Because the content goes away, creators use scarcity on purpose, countdown stickers, limited time promo codes, and only available in story links push people to act quickly. A fashion influencer might drop a discount code in a story and say it's good for a few hours, and you find yourself checking that profile every 15 minutes so you don't miss out. That little time squeeze makes a 5% off code feel urgent. Brands do the same with flash product drops and one-day polls, turning casual scrolling into a timed hunt. The short lifespan also encourages frequent posting. If you miss one story, creators figure another will appear, keeping you coming back. There's also a social angle that's subtle but effective. Stories show who viewed them, so posting becomes a way to test social attention. People watch friends' stories to keep tabs on relationships and social events, and the knowledge that someone can see you viewed their story adds a small social pressure to respond or at least stay updated. That pressure can be silly, like refreshing your crush's stories between meetings, but it's powerful. Small surprises in stories, like unexpected replies or a spontaneous live stream, act like tiny rewards and make checking them feel more worthwhile than scrolling a feed that's full of static posts. If the constant tug feels exhausting, practical counters help. Mute accounts whose stories make you anxious but whose posts you still want to see, or turn off story notifications from specific people so your phone stops buzzing. Use highlights to save useful story content without needing to refresh the original poster's feed every hour. And try a simple rule: check stories on a schedule you choose, not every 15 minutes. You'll still catch what matters, and you'll stop treating your thumb like it's on call for the internet's disappearing theater. Algorithm 7, pseudo-intimacy. You feel like you know the blogger, but it's a one-way connection. They don't know you. Example, you're more concerned about the influencer's problems than your neighbor. Platforms let creators share short, personal moments, stories, direct messages, live video and quick replies that feel like private windows into their lives. Those features are designed for quick closeness, a late-night story, a morning coffee selfie, a Q&A where the influencer answers one or two fan questions. Because you see so many small, emotional snapshots, your brain stitches them into a continuous, familiar picture of that person. It's easy to leap from first saw their story to first know them, even though everything you see is edited and one-sided. Creators and their teams use simple tricks that deepen this feeling. A caption that starts with, "Hey guys, real talk," sounds like a late-night chat. Polls and Q&A stickers ask for your opinion, and when the influencer replies to a few answers, it feels personal. Direct messages can be opened with a friendly emoji or a short staff-written note that mimics a real reply. Meanwhile, live streams where someone looks straight at the camera give the strongest illusion of eye contact. These are effective because intimacy is not about facts, it's about emotional cues, and social media hands those cues to viewers on a silver platter. A clear sign that the relationship is one way is what happens when the creator posts a personal crisis. You might find yourself worrying about their breakup, sending supportive comments, and replaying their tearful video, while you can't remember the name of the person who lives next door. That's not a moral failing. It's how the system works. Many influencers need to be accessible enough to keep followers engaged, but they can't, and often don't, actually know thousands of people who follow them. Replies are sometimes written by managers, and curated content leaves out messy, ordinary life. You end up emotionally invested in someone who would know nothing about you besides a username. To keep perspective, try a few practical checks. Notice who remembers details about you in real life. That's a reliable sign of a real two-way bond. Limit the number of creators you follow if you catch yourself caring more about online drama than local relationships. Mute or unfollow accounts that trigger intense feelings without reciprocal connection. Treat public posts as entertainment or staged storytelling instead of confidential conversations. And laugh about it sometimes. You can recognize a creator's coffee order but still ask your neighbor what their favorite cereal is. That little shift brings balance back without killing the fun. Algorithm 8, horizontal envy. Showing people equal in status but more successful arouses more envy than showing millionaires. Example, your classmate bought a car, you feel furious. Instagram often pushes posts from people who are about like you, same age group, same city, maybe the same college, because those posts get more likes and comments, and the app thinks you'll stick around to see more. This creates a strange effect. Seeing a peer buy a car, get a new job, or renovate a small apartment tends to sting more than seeing a celebrity's yacht. The brain measures closeness and asks, if they can do it, why can't first? That quick, sharp comparison taps into everyday life. Your classmate posting their new car on Sunday, the coworker who announces a promotion in the group chat, the neighbor's quick clip of a weekend cabin trip, and it doesn't take much to flick a switch from casual scrolling to that hot, rotten feeling of one-upmanship. Algorithms don't show the obvious rich people all the time. Instead, they show people who feel within reach. Posts from former classmates, colleagues, and neighbors get surfaced because you've liked similar content before, you follow mutual friends, or you've interacted with them recently. When you scroll and the feed keeps serving glimpses of someone just slightly ahead on the ladder, envy becomes personal. It's not the mansion that pricks you, it's the friend who just bought a slightly nicer car or whose small business is getting traction. This is what makes the envy sharper and more motivating, or more corrosive, because the comparison feels fair and solvable. Feeling this way is normal, and the platform's design feeds it. Notifications about who's engaged with a post, suggested accounts, people you may know, and the Explore tab filled with faces from similar circles all reinforce that loop. Practical examples are everywhere. You see your college lab partner's engagement photos and suddenly your dating life seems paused. Your gym buddy posts a healthier breakfast every morning and you resent your cereal. Someone who used to share memes now runs a side hustle and their new client list seems like a personal indictment. These are small, everyday scenes that build into a mood. Humor helps. Think of scrolling and realizing you're madder about a friend's latte than a billionaire's new jet, because the smaller the gap, the more likely your brain is to compare. There are simple ways to push back without dramatic life overhauls. Mute or unfollow people whose posts trigger that simmering envy. Curate your feed by following creators who show the messy behind the scenes, not only the polished finish. Use the "not interested" option, hide likes, and limit time on the app when you notice your mood dipping. Try swapping some of those passive scrolls for active learning or a real-life catch-up with someone you trust. It recalibrates what success looks like. A little humor helps too. Tell yourself the car post probably came with ramen nights for a month, because perspective and small, real-world checks stop horizontal envy from turning into a playlist of self-criticism. Algorithm 9, time manipulation. An endless feed removes the sense of time. You log in for 5 minutes and log out after 2 hours. Example, check notifications only, at 10:0 p.m., but at 12:30 a.m. you're still scrolling. Endless scrolling and autoplay are built so you lose the natural stopping points that tell your brain you're done. The feed keeps loading new posts when you reach the bottom, videos play one after another, and stories jump to the next account automatically, so there is rarely a clear moment to close the app. Platform engineers watch how long people stay and aim to increase that time, because longer sessions mean more ads and more data about what you like. Design tricks are simple but effective. Removing page breaks removes the cue to stop. Little visual nudges like bright notification dots and new posts banners push you back in. The algorithm will also tuck a surprise suggestion into your feed once you near the end, which reads like a tiny siren, just one more. You meant to check notifications for 5 minutes, and 2 hours later you're watching a cooking hack teach you how to make pancakes out of a single banana. It happens to everyone. It's the app doing its job and your willpower taking a coffee break. The psychological pull is easy to explain without fancy words. The stream gives you rewards that are sometimes big and sometimes tiny, and that unpredictability keeps you hooked. Sometimes you find a hilarious reel, sometimes nothing worth saving, but the chance of that hit is enough to keep you swiping. Notifications and likes act like small jolt rewards. They light up your attention, which makes it harder to notice the clock. That's why a quick, check notifications only, at 10:0 p.m. can turn into scrolling until 12:30 a.m. There are practical ways to fight back without becoming a digital hermit. Use the app's time tools and set a daily reminder inside the settings. It's not a magic bullet, but it helps. Turn off non-essential push notifications so the app doesn't keep tugging you back. Open the app with a deliberate plan, reply to that DM, then quit, and set a real timer on your phone so your brain gets a clear alarm. If you want a stronger hack, open the app while in airplane mode so videos and suggested content won't load. The feed becomes thinner and less tempting. Small habits change the game. Choose the following view when available, so you see people you actually know instead of an endless stream of strangers and viral clips. Log out after quick checks, or move the app off your home screen so you have to take an extra step to reopen it. Tell a friend you'll only check for 5 minutes and ask them to call you afterward. Accountability works and also gives you a reason to answer the phone. Time is a finite resource. Apps are designed to act like it isn't. Algorithm 10, pseudo-acceptance. Likes create the illusion of social support, but when a real problem arises, no one will come. Example, you have 500 likes on a photo, but when you get sick, only 2 people call. Likes are tiny, low-effort signals that someone saw your post and tapped a heart. They register attention, not commitment. People can hand them out in seconds while scrolling through breakfast, a bus ride, or a meeting they're trying to look awake in. Short and easy. Not the same as a text, a visit, or a phone call. This creates a feeling of being seen without the work of actually being present. That's the heart of pseudo-acceptance. Lots of small, public approvals that make you feel popular, but that don't translate into real help when you need it. For example, you might get 500 likes on a sunny vacation photo, yet when you're sick and post a shaky selfie asking for advice, only 2 people call to check on you. It's common to mistake the scroll for like economy for genuine friendship, because both give the same warm little flush at first. The difference shows up when someone needs a ride to the doctor or a bowl of soup. Design plays a role, too. Platforms show counts and surface the most engaged posts to more people, rewarding content that gets quick taps. As a result, people often post what gets likes rather than what opens up real conversation. Comments and direct messages usually require more thought, and phone calls or in-person visits require even more, so the deeper forms of care naturally happen less often. A string of cheerful comments under a sad post might feel supportive, but it's not the same as a friend who drives over and sits beside you. Think of a like as a wave from across the street, a visit is someone knocking on your door. You can protect yourself from confusing numbers with relationships. Start by treating visible metrics as what they are, signals of attention, not promises of help. Make a small list of people you'd actually call if you needed help and nurture those relationships with real-time contact. Ask for what you need directly sometimes, people often want to help but don't know how. Use platform tools like the close friends list for posts that are meant for real people, and cut down on checking like counts if you feel your mood depends on them. Also, return the favor. If someone actually shows up for you in person, show up for them. Likes don't bring chicken soup, but a neighbor with a casserole might, and that's worth more than 100 hearts. Algorithm 11. Algorithmic isolation. You are shown content that confirms your beliefs, creating an echo chamber. Example, you're convinced you're right in a conflict because your feed is full of confirmations. Your feed tends to give you more of what you already like, interact with, or pause on, so those same views keep showing up over and over. This happens because the system learns simple signals, what you tap, what you linger on, what you save, and then prioritizes similar posts to keep you scrolling. The result is a steady stream of confirmations that feel like proof. If your comments support one side in a disagreement, your next dozen posts probably will too. It's not magic, it's matching patterns to keep attention. That steady agreement can change how you think about an argument or a topic. If you're in a messaging fight about who's right about a neighborhood issue, and your feed is full of posts backing your position, you'll naturally feel more sure of yourself. Same with health choices, follow a few enthusiastic keto pages and your Explore tab becomes a keto-only sandwich, making the diet seem universal. Or parenting, join a group that insists on one method and suddenly every testimonial and meme confirms it. You start to feel surrounded by consensus. Even your wry inner voice might say, well, everyone says so, and mean your curated corner of the internet. Algorithms work with simple rules, not the nuance of real life. They notice patterns, repeat likes, repeated shares, people like you who follow similar accounts. Then they reward that pattern with more of the same. Think of it like shopping at a store that only stocks your favorite snack, convenient, but not exactly balanced nutrition. The echo chamber effect is subtle because content still looks varied, different accounts, different styles, same message. That's why a feed can seem diverse while actually reinforcing one angle. Breaking out takes small, deliberate moves. Follow 1 or 2 accounts that challenge your view. Search keywords you usually avoid and watch for posts that use different evidence or tone. Mute favorites for a while so the app has to show other things. Read an outside source or ask a friend who holds a different opinion to explain their view without being defensive. Try commenting on a range of posts, not just the ones that praise you, that changes the signals the algorithm collects. These actions nudge the system into showing wider perspectives. Practical habits help too. Set a goal to spend a week following 5 new types of accounts: local reporters, a scientist, a community organizer, a hobbyist in an unrelated field, and someone you disagree with, and keep it simple. Take notes on what you learn, or discuss it aloud with a person who isn't algorithmically chosen for you. If nothing else, it's good material for dinner conversations. Humor aside, breaking the loop makes your judgments more honest and your confidence more earned. Algorithm 12. Commercialization of attention. Your concentration has become a product sold by advertisers. Example, after viewing travel stories, you're shown tour ads. Platforms treat your attention like inventory. Every swipe, pause, and replay is measured and packaged into something advertisers can buy. They watch how long you linger over travel stories, which photos you tap, and which short clips you watch all the way through. These small signals are turned into categories: interests, likelihood to click, or propensity to buy, and then used to serve ads that are more likely to catch your eye and your wallet. Advertisers buy space in real time through auctions, and the platform decides which anno domini wins based on who will get the most value from showing it to you. The higher the chance you'll engage, the more that anno domini slot is worth. So after you browse a few travel stories, the system predicts you're in a travel frame of mind and shows tour ads, flight deals, or hotel promos, sometimes in harmless ways, sometimes in ways that feel uncanny. It's not magic, it's a mix of pixels, cookies, and the small choices you make that are recorded and analyzed. This means attention is literally commodified. Your focus becomes measurable units, impressions, clicks, seconds watched, that are sold to advertisers. In practice, that looks like seeing a carousel of tour packages after tapping through a friend's Bali snaps, or being recommended local tour operators when you scroll past a travel influencer. Simple life example: you check out hiking boots for a weekend getaway, then get served ads for backpacks and trail maps for days afterward. That follow-up is called retargeting, and it's designed to keep nudging you until you convert. You can push back, though. Hiding a specific anno domini or using the "why I'm first seeing this" option will remove similar ads and also teaches the algorithm your preferences. Clearing your activity or adjusting anno domini settings reduces how tightly you're profiled, but it doesn't make the tracking vanish. Even logging out won't stop everything, because the platform still learns from public interactions and aggregated signals. A quick tip: use the platform's controls to limit interest-based ads, and combine that with periodic clearing of search history if you want less reminder of that one splurge you're not proud of. On a practical level, be mindful of how long you watch certain content. Short, repeated attention to a topic signals to advertisers that you're in the market, and you'll start seeing offers tailored to that mood. Humor helps here. Treat your attention like a collectible, valuable, finite, and amusingly expensive, because the platform already does. Small changes in behavior make a difference, and they're easier than battling the whole anno domini ecosystem with a tinfoil hat. Algorithm 13, dehumanization through metrics. You stop perceiving people as individuals and only see follower numbers. Example: he's uninteresting, he only has 300 followers. On Instagram, visible numbers, likes, follower counts, view totals, quickly become the shorthand people use to judge others. Those tiny digits sit under a photo or next to a profile and quietly tell a story that isn't the whole truth. Social proof is powerful. People assume popularity equals quality, and that shortcut erases nuance. You end up sizing someone up by a counter instead of their photos, words, or personality. This leads to a very human but harmful habit: reducing people to metrics. A comment like, "he's uninteresting, he only has 300 followers," shows how a number can replace curiosity. In everyday life that plays out in obvious ways: someone skips following a talented hobbyist because their account looks small, a casual comment at a party references follower counts instead of interests, or a potential collaborator prefers a bigger number on a profile. It feels efficient, but it's lazy and unfair. There are real ripple effects. Creators chase trends and easy engagement instead of original work because the numbers reward safe, repeatable content. People hide behind polished grids and curated personas to boost metrics, which makes interactions shallower. And on a personal level, friends can get hurt when a well-crafted post gets ignored, relationships suffer when validation is outsourced to a counter. Sometimes platforms even make those numbers impossible to ignore, nudging everyone to compare. You can push back without quitting the app completely. Read captions and comments before deciding someone is boring. Follow people for reasons you care about, not because a number tells you to. When you meet someone new online, treat their profile like an introduction, not a resume. And yes, compliment the photo you actually like. People respond to kindness more than to follower counts. Little moves like that make the feed feel less like a scoreboard and more like a place with real people. Algorithm 14, pseudo-availability. You think you can message anyone, but the algorithm only shows your message to 10 of the audience. Example: you write an important comment, but no one sees it. When you post a comment or send a direct message on Instagram, the platform can show it to only a small slice of the people you expect, sometimes about 10 of your audience. This means an important note you put under a crowded post can vanish into the noise, and a sincere DM to a creator may land in a hidden requests folder where few ever look. It's not a bug so much as a design choice. The app chooses which messages to surface and which to tuck away. Comments are often filtered by how much attention they're likely to get. Short, generic lines are easy to ignore, while replies that spark conversation stand a better chance of being seen. A real-life example: you leave a thoughtful comment under a friend's popular photo right after it posts, but the feed fills with hundreds of other reactions and only a handful of people notice yours. Or you send a DM to someone you don't follow, it drops into message requests. That person might only check requests sporadically, so your message sits unread like a postcard stuck under a magnet. The system behind this picks winners based on simple signals: who you usually talk to, whether your words look like spam, how much engagement a post already has, and whether the recipient is active. Think of it as a picky receptionist who remembers regular visitors, ignores the noisy crowd, and files unfamiliar mail away. That receptionist is trying to keep things tidy, reduce spam, and protect people from being overwhelmed, but the side effect is real messages get buried. If you need someone to actually see what you wrote, use a few practical moves. Engage with them first, like a few legit comments or a short DM, so the app recognizes your connection. Keep messages clear and specific. Long novels are more likely to be filtered out. If you don't follow each other, try a polite note on another channel, email, mutual contacts, or a tag in a story if appropriate. Ask people to turn on post notifications when you really need visibility. And if it's truly urgent, don't rely solely on a single comment or message, follow up briefly, but avoid spamming. The algorithm is a moody receptionist, yes, but with a little social calibration you can get through the door. Algorithm 15, dependent on external validation: you stop feeling emotions without posting, and wait for likes to feel joy. Example: you ate a delicious dinner. Many people notice their mood rising or sinking based on how others react to a post. Instagram is built so that reactions, likes, comments, saved posts, are easy to see and hard to ignore, which makes those tiny symbols feel like a scoreboard for how much you matter. The app shows alerts, highlights popular content, and nudges you toward posts that get attention fast, so it's simple to start measuring personal worth by numbers on a screen. You ate a delicious dinner but don't truly enjoy it until you capture the perfect bite, edit the lighting, pick a filter, and wait for the first likes. That pause between eating and posting turns a private pleasure into a performance. You might take 5 photos, then a few more, testing angles like a low-budget food stylist. Then comes the anxious scrolling, refreshing the post as if likes are rain that will make everything greener. It's normal to want praise. The problem is when the praise becomes the only way you recognize your own pleasure. Small behaviors grow into habits. People delete posts that get few likes, rework captions to chase engagement, or delay eating just to stage a better shot. Nighttime sleep can get interrupted by the glow of a phone showing a changing like count. Social comparison sneaks in too. Seeing someone else's curated highlight reel can make your evening look dull by contrast. The emotional roller coaster is real. A few hearts bring a lift, slow traction brings worry, and the rinse-repeat cycle keeps you dependent on external signals. There are simple ways to break that loop without quitting the app. Try savoring the experience first, take a bite, enjoy it, then take one photo if you want. Turn off notifications for a while, or hide like counts on your feed so numbers aren't the first thing you see. Create a private camera roll or a memories album for photos you keep for yourself, not an audience. Set a tiny rule: post only after 24 hours, or only share 2 photos a week, and see how your feelings change. Humor helps. Remind yourself you're not a product launch when you eat pasta. Little rules and small experiments can help you get joy from the moment again, rather than waiting for a pixelated applause meter. So, quick wrap-up: Instagram quietly learns what you like, rewards tiny actions with dopamine, hello, double tap high, stretches time with infinite scroll, tricks you with urgent notifications, shows popular posts to push conformity, hides posts to make you check more, and serves ads that feel like friends. In everyday life that looks like scrolling at 2 a.m., buying something because you saw it 3 times, or feeling FOMO when friends' vacation stories pop up, all designed to keep you glued. You're not broken, the app is built that way. Think of it like a slot machine full of photos, tailored to your tastes. Small nudges, mixed rewards, and social proof add up fast. Try one small test tonight: log how long you scroll and what made you stop. You might be surprised. If this video helped you spot even one trick, please do me a favor, like and subscribe so more people can learn about it too. Share in the comments which algorithm fooled you the most. I'll read through them first, then pick a few to discuss further. We'll make it useful, simple, and maybe even a little fun. See you in the next video.